never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No I'm not giving up, no I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Hello. Okay, let me remove this. Bear with me. I am learning this new stuff, and this is way different than StreamYard, but StreamYard has gotten too fucking expensive. Please, remove. There it is. Okay, that was easy. And I do like all the stuff Restream offers. I just have to learn how to work it. Can y'all hear me? I hope you can. Like, look, let me go here. Yes, we can hear me. Okay, good. Hello, T-Pex. How are you, my friend? I love you dearly. Happy New Year's. Guess who? Welcome in. Yes, memberships. Thank you, guys. I appreciate memberships. They do help support. But if you do it through Apple, it is so much more expensive. They do charge extra. Same with it. Little tip, if you're getting premium, go through actual YouTube. Don't do it through your app store and pay through Apple, because, or even, I don't know about Android, because I'm just no Apple. I'm an Apple girl. It's more expensive. I think it's like $3 more expensive if you go through the App Store versus going through actual premium YouTube. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. Let's see who else is here. I've seen a few earlier. Stephanie, hello. Karen, hello. Edward's mom, hello. Anyone else that is coming in? Miss Fancy Pants, hello. Hello, Stella. Oh, Lord, and now we have Molly barking. Hubs must have walked in from outside, and she thinks it's a booger because she can't see. Molly. That's what happens when you have an older dog. They get loud and blind and obnoxious. Oh, hello. Thank you, T-Pex. T-Pex has gifted 5 memberships. I got to go change my membership names. If you got a membership, thank T-Pex. Oh, look, Miss Fancy Pants got one. Guess who got one? Joy got one. Avocado Professor got one. Edward's mom got one. Well, looky there, guys. Welcome. Brittany, hello. Thank you. Thank you, T-Pex. I love my girl. T-Pex is an OG. She has known me for a very long time. We have been through this stuff. I'm going to try and stay on point today. So when I start sharing things, I'm not going to be reading the chat. I'm not going to be paying a whole lot of attention because I will trail off, and I want to try to stay really factual. There was a clip I was looking for that I couldn't find. And I think it's because there's just so many things to go through. And so if I have to get it later on, I'll get it and just put it up as a short. Hello, Heather. I'm going to give people a few more minutes to come in. Tonight is New Year's Eve. So if you have plans, be safe. Have an Uber driver. Watch the drunks on the road. If you have fur babies, protect them at home from the fireworks. We don't go out for New Year's anymore. For one, I'm too fucking old and I don't like it. There's just too many out there, and we stay home with the dogs. I have two that do not handle the loud storms or the fireworks and all that. So we just stay home. We will probably be watching TV. I don't know. There's a few things we need to catch up on Landman. Didn't watch this week's Landman. So that's probably, we party hard. We just watch some TV, and I'm cooking all day tomorrow, black-eyed peas and cabbage. And then we're having pork ribs. And I'm making a chocolate cheesecake pie. Staying home and cozy on you. Yeah, Miss Fancy Pants, me too. Heather is staying in. Don't like the fireworks for that very reason. Yeah, Christmas, they were popping fireworks. And like, it wasn't even like fun fireworks. It was huge booms. Like, I'm like, who the hell is shooting a big gun? Like, we went outside looking, couldn't see nothing. It was like, holy crap. And I'm in the country. And I went and looked on the Facebook group, and that's what people were complaining already. I'm like, oh, here we go. And then it's all the time. It'll be a miracle if I make it till midnight without falling asleep. Black-eyed peas here too, of course. Yep, gotta have your black-eyed peas for luck, and your cabbage or collard greens. I heard the other day some do collard greens for money. And cornbread. Can't forget the cornbread. We'll be having that because Hubs reminded me I keep forgetting cornbread. Yeah, I'm not a green. I don't like collard greens or mustard greens. I can eat them, but they're not my favorite. But I can eat the hell out of some cabbage. Bubbles, hello, my friend. Well, Stella, y'all have fun. Molly is being obnoxious. I may have to close the door. She is being, let me go close the door because she is being downright obnoxious. Molly, Raina, quit. Molly, go get your bowl. Lord. Molly wants Raina's food. That's what that's over. She wants Raina's food. She's got a whole bowl full of food all over there, but she wants Raina's. I think she's having a hard time seeing it because Raina's bowl is silver and Molly's is a clear bowl. And so I think she's having a hard time seeing it. So I may have to get her a different bowl. Poor baby. And he may come shut my door because I'll be loud. Okay. So, okay. If I have to shut my door, just holler, I'll shut the door. So over the last couple of weeks, there's been things being said, and I'm going to correct some of that. Make-a-thrin. Did I say that right? Make-a-thrin? I hope I said that right. See, this is why I can't watch chat because then I get totally sidetracked. My daughter is in England and she will be welcoming the New Year's in 4. Oh my God, how fun is that, T-Pex? How fun. I did not realize that. You didn't tell me that. Oh, I bet she's making some fun memories. And you can probably hear chicks. If you hear the little whistles, I have baby silkies in here. I have a lady coming to get them in a couple hours. The real Sally, hello. Welcome in, hon. Anyways, so there's been some things being said. And I've been trying to keep track of it and deciding whether or not I wanted to address it. And I'm going to because Fancy's narratives keep changing. And I'm going to show you guys some proof on things. And look, Fancy was going to be mad if I didn't turn against Gypsy, and she was going to be mad if I did turn against Gypsy. Either way, I didn't give a shit. Her opinion didn't matter to me. What matters to me is that she's lying on me, and that's not going to happen. When you go on Perez Hilton's and lie about me, no, fuck you. Not going to happen. First off, did I say that I would have destroyed her company? Yeah, I did. What I meant by that, and I probably should have, after I said it, I thought, yeah, you probably should have elaborated on that a little bit more. I wasn't doing it for Christy. I wasn't doing it for anybody. What I would have done it for was because I was pissed off and tired of her bullshit and just wanted her done. Period. The end. Fancy fraudster Joy says, I just can't. I'm so over it. She was doing we'll start here. The other day, she was playing the live, or no, wasn't a live, an interview that we did with the jailer. And for one, she has her time frame off because that was in 2019, not 2021. In 2021, I was actually a business partner with Stella and Ty and Tori and Fancy in a company that never got off the ground because she never did anything she was supposed to do with it. I know, shocker. And we weren't talking Gypsy at all. We had refused to talk Gypsy. It was done. They had already done the podcast. I was on an episode or two of the podcast. And then I had quit, and they finished the podcast. No big deal. We'd already done everything. That interview, and Fancy even says, and in the interview, she's telling her that we had just had this thing with Katie Joy, and we had just gotten the interrogation video. And so in that, you guys hear me asking questions, and I thought it was funny that she called me obnoxious. Cinnamon, hot. Oh, cinnamon hots. Oh, those are yum. Hi, cool intro. I hadn't seen Fancy in ages until her story changed and she made it all about her. We were there to hear about Gypsy. She is so goofy. Oof, it's embarrassing. Well, I'm going to give you some more details, so please stick around. And thank you for the compliment on my intro. I love that intro. Inside the Purple Press, hello, dear. And there's a few of you guys that have heard all this before, and I apologize for repeating it. I know we're all like, we're done. We weren't doing it anymore, but she wants to keep pretending that things didn't happen a certain way, and she's got a new following. So here we go. Anyways, in that she's talking, I asked some questions about Gypsy and what was happening inside the jail, and we were getting answers. And Fancy's going, see, Brandy, I tried to tell you. And I say then, I was a holdout. I was still hoping for different things. What we knew then and what we were talking about had nothing to do with these videos that just come out. We did not see these videos that just came out by Into the Weeds, who just come in the chat. Hello, Into the Weeds. Welcome. And so all of the credit on what's coming out right now goes to Into the Weeds. They're the ones that did the FOIA. They're the ones that got the information. We did not have this information then. So what I had an eye-opening moment on was, if I remember correctly, it was the sexualized things and the fakeness and the stuff that we were learning in the interrogation video. Because in the interrogation video, we always wanted Gypsy to say, my mom's making me pretend I'm sick. My mom's this, and she didn't. And that was a huge gut punch to us. So in this interview, that was what I was talking about. It wasn't that I changed my mind then and changed my mind back. My mind never changed on that. I've always said Gypsy was over-sexual. I have always said that there were things that came out in that we didn't like. And so I didn't flip-flop. But Fancy, you did. And I'm going to prove that in just a minute. I'll prove it. Because Fancy, you put a book out last year. Wasn't it last year? The book came out? I think it was last year. It was last year. That was your podcast. It was transcribed from the podcast that's still saying the mental abuse story. You put out information last year of the original story that you were going with that is opposite of what you say now. That was even opposite of what you said last year. But you still put it in a book and put it out there. Who's the flip-flopper? Who is about the money? Toots, I think that's you. I think that's you, to be real honest. Guess who says facts? I believe she did it because she was fired. Transcript. Yeah. Sorry, I mean transcript. Into the weeds. Thank you so much for your time, your work, your investments, and putting out the truth for everyone. Absolutely. T-Pick says she is a flopper, not just a flipper. So that goes into that interview. In that interview, she's telling her chat the other day that I was mad because they didn't pick me. Are we sure about that, Fancy? Are we sure about that? Because in 2020 and 2021, I was filling in for people that couldn't do the show with you. I was the go-to and all of that. You picked me. It was never, I wasn't picked. I was absolutely picked. So in 2020, well, hold on. Let's go back into what she said the other day. She talks about, I wasn't picked, so I was mad. I'm trying to think. There was something else she said, and I knew I should have wrote it down. It might pop in my head in a minute, and I'll have to scroll back. So, but I do, let me pull this up. We'll go here first. And like I said a while ago, y'all please bear with me because I'm using a new streaming service and I'm trying to learn the shit. Cutting board. I'm sorry, Brandy. I'm here. I'm training, but I have a few minutes. Hello, my friend Dawn. I adore you. T-Pix. Brandy is not a pick-me girl. However, is. Never been a pick-me girl. I don't give a shit. I stood my ground on where I stood on this all this time until just a couple of weeks ago, thanks to Into the Weeds. I mean, it just is what it is. And because I have to have proof. Heather says, I have so much to learn. I believed there was so much off with Gypsy for years, but I took a break from the internet and came back in September. So much is happening. It's a lot. It is a lot. Hi, Kathleen. Welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. There may be some of you guys that like fancy, and I don't fault you for that. You have that right. You are welcome here. I just ask that you listen to me. And I've only seen a few of you over there that say negative things about me. Most of the time when she's saying negative, a lot of you do not say shit. Guess who says facts? I have much respect for Brandy. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate Into the Weeds and 1980 and Dawn and even Toddy for giving me the chance to speak my piece and listening to me when I didn't agree and giving me a place to be able to voice that and not be hateful. Joy, we all irritate people because we speak our mind. It's okay. Join the club. It's good. So I'm going to play this. Now this, and I have kept this and I don't know why, other than things like this pop up. And it gives me the chance to show that she's lying about me and how she viewed me and how I came back or didn't come back or all of those things. And I sent this to Bubbles the other day and she was like, the fact that you hit through and found this, I didn't have to go through too far because I don't keep messages. This was a voicemail that she left me and I kept it. And because I'm like, I'm going to need this someday. And sure enough, that's kind of how it's happened. Let's see. I'm going to want this. Got it. Okay, this new program here. I got to make sure I show that audio. Okay. So let's see, because I can move. No, I don't want to do that. Go back. I think that'll work right there. All right, so let's play this. All right, let me go. It's going to be complicated. All right.
I just wanted to tell you that I'm so glad you came home. And I'm so glad you're here. And you're such a good friend. And I love you very much. And I hope you have an amazing night with your husband. Bye.
So Did y'all hear that? That was in 2021. We had been recording. It had been, I'm trying to remember. We might have been having a meeting about the wine and crime. It could have been a meeting and not a recording of the podcast. I don't remember, to be honest. It was one of those two things. And it had been late. It was Friday night. We were supposed to be going out with my kids. My kids are all adults, and it had taken forever. And so I had the kids come pick my husband up, and I met them at the bar, which is owned by a friend of ours, which was literally 5 miles from my house. Literally. I told her that night that she said, well, be safe. I said, oh, I'm not worried about it. It's just right down the road. Well, she took that I was going to be drinking. I was flat out DD because my kids come pick my husband up. I drove up there, picked him up, and didn't drink and come home a couple hours later, or like you would when you go out with your friends, you know. She last year was telling everybody that I was a drunk, that I said I was drinking and driving. And this is what she used. This whole scenario is what she used to tell everybody that, and tell everybody that I had a DUI. At one point, somebody said, she said I had a DUI. And I'm like, I've never had a fucking DUI. What? Fuck you. So it was this big thing that she made this big deal about me going out that night. My family was so pissed off that we had recorded, or not, we were on this meeting, whatever it was, for hours and hours on a Friday night, taking up family time, and they were irritated. Respectfully so. I don't blame them. So that right there was in 2021. Does that sound like I was picked, or that I wasn't picked? Joy. People in their projection. I'm sick of it. Yep. And that's why I'm doing this again, because I'm just tired of the crap. I'm just tired of it. It's old at this point. It's ridiculous. And open that back up. Oh, there we go. So I wanted to play that to show, with her telling everybody that I wasn't picked, so I was mad. She would have picked me last year. She was trying. She offered me a place on the board of her nonprofit, if that even exists. I've never looked into it because I don't give a shit. She wanted me on the board for these properties that somebody was supposed to be giving her for this production company. She wanted me on the board for all of these things last year. I mean, maybe I misunderstood what Kathleen was saying wasn't right. Let me give Kathleen a minute. Do I need to fix something or explain something? Was I not right? Was she not right? There's always a delay in the chat, so I'm giving it a minute. And the good thing is I have this on here now, so I can delete it off my phone. Oh, letting people say she drinks and drives, that is not nice. No. And it was very frustrating last year because it was defamation. I mean, she wants to go on all the time about I stole her company. Evidently, she was telling Perez that the other day that I stole her company. Steal your fucking company. I had no position to steal your company. I didn't have any of the inside track. I was a content creator. But it's funny. I mean, I'm going to play some clips here in a minute where she talks otherwise on that. But yeah. So she's just ignorant. If she had a pot to piss in, I think I said this on somebody's channel, Carolina Moons, the other day, I think I said it. If she had a pot to piss in, I would finish with my attorney and file an injunction on her for defamation, doxing, and a few other things, because she has absolutely done it to myself. Absolutely. Last January, when I went full on attack on Fancy, we had been at a really good place. We had made amends. We had learned a lot of things that had happened that had caused her and I to fight. I'm going to play some of that. I'll drop the links to those videos where you can actually go watch the whole thing. I turned on her. I had gotten mad because she kept putting me in with Katie Joy. I wanted nothing to do with Katie Joy. She wouldn't leave me alone about that. I kept telling her, you're not going to use me to go after Christy. I didn't. I just wasn't. Let alone, who wants to sell something that died on the vine years ago? She was never successful. Nope. Callie, will you stop it? Bunny rabbit going nuts. My train of thought. I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry, guys. I get this way. Why does Fancy act that way? Because she's a narcissist. Katie Joy is a creator. She has a channel called Without a Crystal Ball. And she is a T-Pex, how would you describe her? Kind of a reality TV blogger kind of thing. She is Fancy on steroids, to be honest. She's got a longer history of it than Fancy, more successful history of it than Fancy. She's got a lot of lawsuits against her. We did an interview with her in 2019. And at first we didn't even know what the interview, we couldn't even remember, or Fancy couldn't remember what it was about. She called me that morning and said, oh, we have an interview. I went and looked up the channel. I was like, oh, she had done some content on Gypsy and had things totally wrong. Didn't even have names right. Nothing. Beetlejuice. Another tragedy pimp. Major tragedy pimp. And we did this interview. It was a very long interview with her. And we asked her to keep it quiet because we weren't going public with any of these things, that we were on a happy split with the family and we were trying to be very cordial. And she immediately got a hold of Christy and blew things out of the proportion. Went to Natasha Cooper, blew even things even worse, and it skyrocketed. She went to YouTube, talked mad shit on us. It was awful. And see, T-Pex is another reason I will not have anything to do with Katie Joy, and which is a whole nother topic. But when Fancy kept trying to put me in with that, I was pissed. So pissed. And we had had a huge fight about it. And things had kind of calmed down. I was still kind of keeping her at arm's length. Like I was like, I'm just not, I don't want to do this with her anymore because this is where it goes and I'm done. And then she was going on these panels and saying that Christy and Gypsy were the ones that got Don Bowker to write Nick. Now, Into the Weeds in 1980 have the emails. They have been going through this stuff for a year now. There's not anything in there that I have heard that they've shown that shows that Christy and Gypsy were involved with Dawn. Ever. For one. For two, I've already shown. Marissa, hello. Yeah, I'm going to go into the kidnapping too in a minute. I have already shown where that all come to fruition about the emails with Dawn and Nick and all of that. So when it come out, she was doing that. I text Christy and I said, dear God, can you believe this? And because, at this time I was still friends with Christy. And so we laughed about it and kind of went on, and it went on for a few days. And next thing we know, Dawn's messaging Christy and gives her these screenshots of Fancy threatening her. Fancy gonna tell y'all she didn't threaten her. I took that as a threat. Just the other night on Perez's, like 2 nights ago, she was still going on about the kidnap story. And when I got these messages where she literally threatens to out all of Dawn's life, Dawn's not on here. She was, she might have come in and chat a few times over with Natasha. And And at one point, a few months ago, Fancy even tried to say I was responsible for bringing Dawn. I didn't have any contact with Dawn until I got the screenshots from Christy, and she gave my number to Dawn so Dawn could text me and we could talk about it. So T-Pick says, after said interview with Brandy, Fancy, and Katie Joy, I went on and became a big part of the anti-KJ movement. That interview was taken out of context, and KJ tried to ruin Brandy. She did. Marissa says, I'm sorry she lied about you too, Brandy. Thank you, hon. Look, every time she lies, I'll just come out and show the truth. And at some point, people catch on and people hold her accountable. Oh, the text messages. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my mind focused. I should have wrote down the cheat sheet. And you know what? Here's where I was wrong. What I should have done is text Fancy immediately and said, I can't believe you did this. You're an idiot. I'm done. That's what I should have done. I didn't do that. I went live. With it. And I gobsmacked her with it because she had no idea that I knew. But I was so angry that she would threaten a woman who had overcome so much and turned her life around and was no longer the same person she was, and threatened to out her very private information. So when she did that, I went all in. Then she copyright struck me. Copyright. She did a copyright strike on my video. There we go. Yes, Miss Fancy Pants. She is still convinced that you're someone from her past who is stalking her. And I can tell you she's not, because we've had some conversations. She's not. I actually know who she is and know her story. So she's not from your past. She's not. Surprise. And I shouldn't have done it the way I did. I know that. Unlike Fancy, I'll own when I fuck up. And after she did that copyright strike and I got it fixed, I was so pissed, livid. I went live and I did a live. And this is where she gets her thing, guys. And this is where she is so pissed at me. And now her story has changed that I'm this horrible, bad person and did all the things that she said I didn't do. I aired private things of hers that she had told me. And I did that against my own moral compass and against what I stand on. But I was so tired of her doing that to other people. I wanted her to have a taste of her own medicine. So I did it. I'm not proud of it. Not at all. Do I still make funny jokes and jabs about it? Sometimes. Yeah. Oh, inside the purple purse. I am so sorry. Look, if you feel that it's your best choice, then do that. Oh Lord. Yeah, you need to have surgery. Don't take any chances. And so there is my wrong, guys. There's what I did wrong that I shouldn't have, that I did. It is what it is. I'm not going to apologize. I'm not even going to apologize. I'm just going to say I did it wrong. I did it and shouldn't have, and leave it be. I haven't removed it. It's all still there. And it is what it is, right? You get what you give, Fancy. And you have done that to everybody. You put screenshots of people's full names that aren't involved on any of this, that were part of 2019 because you swear that they're a part of it. They're not. They literally messaged me back then and were like, what the hell is she doing? Because she was putting it on Patreon. She keeps putting my legal name out there. My legal name is not on social media. Well, it is on Facebook. My Facebook is private. It's not on YouTube. It's not on TikTok. It's not on Instagram. And she keeps putting my legal name out here, dog whistling, for people to come after me. I have had so many people message my mods and say, "Is she talking about this Brandy?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's her." And I had messages on TikTok this week. I've had one email, "Hey, 1980, you're fine," um, asking if I'm the one that she's talking about, or saying, "Hey, she's talking about you again using your name, your legal name." I gave her the respect when I couldn't stand her to stop calling her April Johns, because I had another creator say, it's, I don't remember how they worded it, but it hit home with me. I'm like, all right, I give it to you. I won't call her April Johns anymore. And I have asked Fancy to stop using my legal name. She refuses because she's dog whistling. So, because of a lot of her antics, we made the choice to put security systems in. I've never had a security system. I live with a veteran who, I mean, we're locked and loaded, and I've got 95 pounds of fuck around and find out right over there. I don't worry about much. Never have. But we put security systems in because of shit like that. So stop your dog whistling. Stop. You were one of them into the weeds. You were one of them. You and Veda Jade, actually. Both of y'all had mentioned it, and I'm like, okay, I'll quit. I'll stop. I get it. And I did. And I have lipstick on my teeth. I hate it. It drives me crazy. It goes off when it starts going off, and you're like freaking out thinking something's going on, and it's dragonflies. Like literally dragonflies set it off the other day. Like, what the hell? But I get to watch my geese and do their antics and chase people down the road. And I have a fun video I may have to share it of I'm babysitting the grandpuppies, and Sam was going after Abel, and Abel's a Pomeranian. He's not all that smart, and he's not farm smart at all, and he almost got earlier. Side journey, sorry. So, let me find this video. Let me find this video real quick. Oh, you know what? It's going to be on my watch later. Okay. Let me pull this up so I have my timestamps, because I don't want to get copyright struck. Copyright. Look, I cannot say that word. I don't want any copyright strikes. There we go. Cannot say that word. Maybe. Dog in there losing his damn mind. And she might come in. I think she's been unblocked. I meant to go look. I didn't go look. She has the right to comment. I don't like to have people blocked if I'm going to talk about them. Funny that way. I'll even fucking drop the link if she wants to take it. She's usually chicken shit and won't take it. But so a lot of you guys may remember Fancy talking about the documentary her documentary, not the one that she's actually producing, the one that she says is her documentary that was actually somebody else's documentary that they interviewed her on, right? So we're going to play a few clips from this. And shocker about her story. So let's go over here, share screen. Okay. So let's go to I'm gonna go right here. This is the first one that I have. Let me drop this in the chat. So if you guys want, make sure you go over and watch this in its entirety. I will actually put all the links to everything that I'm sharing in the description when I'm through. Oh, I hope I shared the audio. I don't know if this one does it to where I have to repeat it. Let me go. Okay. Can y'all share it? Can y'all hear it? Oh, well, no. Hold on. Hold on. I'm not even sharing it on the screen. Like I said, new software. And I'm forgetting that I got to change things on it. That ain't it. Let's do this. Okay, hold on. Where are we at in the chat? Go back. No block joy, just timed out. Okay. Here, baby chicks. Yes, I've got baby silkies. Okay, can't hear anything. All right. Yeah, because it wasn't even showing on the screen. So I have got to learn this. It'll take me a few times of getting this down. Okay, it does say that I'm sharing the sound. Okay, we're up there now. So maybe now we'll be able to hear it. Okay, so let me go back to, I'm going to go here. Okay, and so what we're going to hear in this spot. Oh, it doesn't want to back up. Okay. All right. Well, I wonder why it's doing that. Are they already trying to strike me for it? Oh, let's see. Let's go right there. I know she played this whole thing one time, and I think they got her. I hate it when it doesn't cooperate properly. Okay, so what I have is this is Fancy talking about dentures.
Gypsy has a full denture set.
You'll hear it.
It's pretty sad, you know, that she had her teeth rotted right out of her head, and a lot of that has to do with the medications that she was given.
I can only imagine how awful that would have been to have been trapped in a home.
So you'll hear her saying that Gypsy was given medications, right? This was in 2022, was when this interview was done. So doesn't she say now that never happened? So, oh look, this is sex in the bathroom. Let's see what this is. Oh, look at that face.
Up in the bathroom, the handicapped bathroom, and that is where they had sex for the very first time. How romantic, right? She's never even been kissed by a boy at this point, and her first experience with any type of physical contact with another human is, you know, sex in a bathroom in a movie theater at the premiere of Cinderella.
Oh, what was that? So, okay. Does that sound like anything that Fancy says now? Let's go to the next one. We'll do it right there. Okay, let's see what the next one.
Realized he was talking with a young woman who was a practiced liar.
She's calculating, she is manipulative. And these are all things that are created by what her mother taught her and did.
Oh, well, wait. So in 2022, right? She's no longer working with the family. She's been fired. They've had their falling out. She is hateful. She doesn't agree with them. And yet, Fancy, in an interview, says that her mama taught her that. But doesn't she say opposite of that now? Isn't that opposite? Interesting. That's interesting. But I'm the flip-flopper. Okay, let's go to this next one because this is another really good one.
She's a victim. I mean, all the way through, she is a victim.
Nicholas
She's a victim. Oh, in 2022, you still thought she was a victim? Oh, that's so sweet, Fancy. So sweet. Okay, so let's go. One more clip for this one. Let's go over here. Let's go right. Let's see. 24, 28. Right there. Let's see. Now let's see what she's talking about. Let's see.
And public deception.
Gypsy fell through every crack possible. The family was suspicious. They knew things were wrong, and they did nothing. Doctors knew things were wrong, and they did nothing.
as the sad tale of Gypsy Blanchard.
Wait. Are you serious, Fancy? In 2022, after she had been fired, after the fallout, after all the shit, 2022. Go figure. Okay, I'm going to address this here. Karen says, devil's advocate here, your opinion changed just recently when you saw new evidence. I get it's about accountability here, but I'm just saying. I get that. But who had all of the medical records? Who says they're the expert of the case? Who says that it was only... Because I have another piece I'm going to play y'all that was about News Nation last year. And so, but I get what you're saying, Karen. I do get what you're saying. And this here too. Oh, yeah, I did. Get the opinions evolved, but she had dealings with the family and should have already known. So the only thing is I don't claim to be the expert because I knew there were things I wasn't seeing. And I said, and I believe I said it on Into the Weeds, and I know I've said it in the chats, that if that evidence ever came out, I would be one of the first saying so. And that's what I've done. But I've been ridiculed for doing that. I didn't go on national TV and say these things. Yes, Karen, exactly. That's 100%. Let's see. So the other one that I have quite a few clips. So I wish I'd have marked. dog is in there losing his mind. I believe this other one is going to be it. Okay, so let's go over here. We're going to pull this one up. Now, what I'm going to play is I have it in members only. I will remove it from members only and put it on the regular area, regular list for a few days, and then I'll put it back over. This is the video that Fancy did a copyright strike on. I won that copyright strike. For one, she gave me permission to share it on my channel. Two, it was also my content as well, because this is when we had gotten all the stuff that had gone down with Resident Midnight and Crafton and all of that, and Dawn Brown, Mama Dukes, and Tori. So we had learned that we had all of these players, and Jasmine, of course, playing us and causing problems. And we were putting things together, and so we did a live, like a 5-hour fucking live, where we discussed it. So in this, I have got a few clips that I'm going to share. Right here. Okay. Make sure it's showing up there. Okay. And y'all see, I got a lot of stuff over here I got to watch later. Yes, I know you were, but even Brandy said herself, she just recently cut ties with Christy after the new FOIA stuff came out. So technically I had started cutting ties with Christy way before. I just made it really official with all of that. Well, when Fancy did these interviews, the big difference is when Fancy did these interviews, she had already cut the ties with them a long time before that. And she would say things privately that when she did these interviews, she wouldn't say. I will tell you all that. Privately, she would tell you that they were all cons and that it was all them and it was all Gypsy and Gypsy was behind blah, 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 blah. But then when she would do these interviews, that's not what she would say. So there is a difference. In my heart, I may be wrong, Karen. I could be looking at that wrong, and it may take me a minute to look back at that and go, they were right, and change it. Being close to the family that are pathological liars doesn't mean you will ever get true information on anything. And I agree with that. I know, Karen. I'm not fussing, Karen. Please don't think I'm upset with you at all. At all. You have always been very respectful and fair. I'm just trying to keep up with the chat so I don't get too far behind. So, okay. So this was it was such a long live. Let me go. I have timestamps because we are not watching all of this. And I didn't write down what was what. So I wish I'd have put notes so I know what I'm looking at, but that's okay. There was something very specific that I was looking for, and I've got to find the live that was in. So let's see where we're at here.
And at first, I think that, like, again, like, Brandy has always been my protector. She was who was slinging it out in the trenches. She was who was fighting my battles, because for one, I didn't have time. I was so freaking busy trying to get all the things we were trying to get done that, I didn't have time. And beyond that, you told me, let me do it. Just let me do it. And sometimes Christina would, but Christina, again, equally as busy. And she had a way. She had a way about her,
Yeah.
There's one time I remember, like, I was breaking Natasha down about something, and I was in the chat with her, and she's going back with me, and
So I think what I was trying to show there is she always says that she told me not to go into these things. That's not true. Not really sure why I think that's why I put that there. Let's go over here. Let's go 837. Okay. Let's see what this one says.
You.
No, nothing to do with you. No, it has to do with these
No.
people in the last few months and what they've been doing to Fancy and others.
Oh,
Including Brandy.
I fast forwarded this.
but I am
Yeah, it's
very
pretty bad.
Fast forward. I know, babe. I know. Maybe it'll make a little bit of sense here in a minute.
So make it make sense.
Okay.
Stella
had called me. Okay, we're getting there.
I'm
Just trying to.
All right.
We're
Bye.
love you too. Sorry, guys.
We love you too. Hey, Stella. Every time you told me that these girls love me, and I told you I don't think so.
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry for telling you I don't think so, because I do think that Brandy loved me, and I do think that Brandy cared about me, and I just wasn't able to see it. And I'm sorry. Again, I'm sorry, Brandy. I know we had a hard time, but I think both of us had a hard time just being the friends that we needed.
I don't think we were ready. I think we just had so much trauma. It wasn't the right spot.
And yes, there are actual tears in my eyes, so you can sit there and say I'm not. No, there's real tears. Okay. Yes, you can FOIA a police report.
Okay. So what I was trying to show there was that when she tries to tell everybody that I'm evil and all these things, she didn't think that then. Just a year ago. Just a year ago. All right, so let's go to this next. Well, I've got a few clips here. I know there's one really in here that I really want y'all to hear. Okay.
Channel 2. So yeah, so that's the one where you guys
Okay,
did the whole thing with the Banfield show.
What we're doing here is we are sharing these messages between the individuals that were doing some pretty shady things. And that's not Miss Fancy Pants, that's others. So nobody think that's her. Crafton is one of them. I've known Crafton since 2021. And there was a whole fallout with this. I'm not going to get into that right now. But this is what we're talking about. We had gotten all these messages. We'd been given access to the Discord and the Google and all of that. So we were kind of unpacking all of the drama that had caused a lot of issues.
And you showed that that Christy had actually written the Banfield show to have me banned. And thank you, Katie Joy, for putting out the response from the Banfield show, because it 100% confirmed that Christy not only sent the letter, but that was why they pulled my actual
Okay, so the Banfield interview, guys, and this is where I'm kind of going from the other one, and that we're talking about Karen with her changing her opinion now versus back then and all of that. This is going to kind of go into that. So Banfield happened when Gypsy was released. And Christy emailed them and said, if you have her on, we'll never give you another interview. And they dropped her like a hot potato.
Segment was because Christy told them lies about me and asked them to pull it. And she told them if they did not pull it, they would absolutely never, ever, ever do another interview with News Nation. So they pulled it. And they even sent a message back saying, could you replace her? They knew what I was going to say. I gave a pre-interview. I didn't say anything really horrible. The worst thing I said is Gypsy Rose Blanchard is a dangerous, manipulative person who's doing exactly what her mama taught her to do. That's it. That was it. The end. I wasn't going to bash them. I wasn't going to do that because, I don't do that when I'm trying to get a point across about this case. The case is the case. The people are the people. So, yeah. So see, they're talking about this, and they're going to mention Sandra, who happens to be another one of Natasha's old mods. Oh, I didn't know that GRB Skeptic was pro Fancy. Hey, that's funny because they're not now, but they might have been back then before assholes started lying in there. Are we still good, guys? I can't tell because I can't see everything.
There's one here.
Okay, so I'm trying to find. It doesn't get real interesting until a little bit
later. It's just a lot of weird talk back and forth. You can tell that they're talking elsewhere. Maybe on the phone. I don't know.
but there's some serious plotting with these people.
Right. So they start talking about my nonprofit and Amanda, and they have no idea.
I don't know why I had it to that spot, but I did. All right, so I was thinking there was something else in that, but it's not there, so it's fine. Okay, so let's go way on. Like I said, this is like a 5-hour live. We are not listening to all this. I just did all that, which is this because I thought there was something specific in here I wanted, and it wasn't in here. So I'm so frustrated. Okay, so let's do it's right here. Okay.
For us, we were completely done. We were done with watching what we. For one, there were people hiding behind fake profiles because they don't want anybody to know who their real name is. While they blame all of us who are putting our faces out here for doing the shit that they're doing, they allow us to be blamed. They go around telling everybody that I was behind shit that I wasn't behind. For one, Fancy, in the last 2 weeks, do I have time to do any of that shit now that you've seen what my life is?
No.
Mac, can you attest? I don't either. Mac is.
So that was because she always says that I'm behind everything, and that was where she was saying I wasn't. So, there's that. Let's go right. 3:31. Okay, let's see what this one is.
Well, damn it. You were right there with her, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, she made it seem like that.
Yeah. And I was like, and I think if I had just texted you, Brandy, and talked to you, maybe things would be different. But hindsight's 2020.
Always.
You weren't going to be ready to hear it at that point. You were pissed. I was pissed. But here she is. She wants to make a fucking show with Brandy called That's a Wrap.
Okay, we don't need all that. Now, the rest of that goes into leaving Facebook stuff, and so I don't think we need all that. I think I've kind of proven my point that I was trying to make with this. I hope I have anyways. Yes. And that's my point, Karen, and that's what I'm trying to say, that she doesn't take any accountability at all. So, let's talk about Sarah Pink Cat and the kidnapping story. So there is a live. I don't know if TPEX or Bubbles can get that link for the live with Pink Cat. I think it's Sarah Speaks or something like that. It's pink. And drop that in the chat if y'all could. If not, no big deal. I'll get it later and put it in the description. So Sarah, when they went to, and first off, let's just say Fancy is the first kidnapped victim that not only paid for her whole trip, paid for the hotel, had parties in the hotel pool area, did some shopping sprees, and carried a weapon ever. Thank you, Louisiana Live. 110 pounds gone feels amazing. I'm just saying. Except I got the wrinkles now. I don't like the wrinkles. So we did an interview when Sarah left her, and I went blind into that interview. Sarah kept trying to get me to have conversations to what I wanted to talk about. And I'm like, nope, I'm going in blind. Kendall had done a lot of talking with her. So when we go into that, I really didn't know what she was going to say. I knew the chat was going to be rough, and I was going to just let that be and try to, I didn't want it to be about their arrest, or not their arrest, their charges. I was trying to keep some of that off. I had gotten the video and I had given the video out because I wanted them to be seen for the fools they were. Thank you, Stella. And I did that against Kendall's wishes, and she didn't know. She wasn't happy with me. Christy had seen the video. Christy had been given the video because Sarah was trying to get Christy to help and get Mike to help by getting the charges dropped. I'm trying to learn this new mic, guys. Sorry. It's got all kinds of things I need to figure out. And I need to put good headphones in so I can hear it. Louisiana Life, I'm 90 pounds. I get it. I will try every skin cream I find. Same. I'm thinking about Botox, to be honest. And I'm not one that's ever wanted to do Botox, but I'm considering it because I don't like it. Okay, I'll get it, T-Pex. No worries, babe. And when Christy got the video, she's like, he's not going to help with this. It's exactly what we said it was, and you're lying. And Sarah kept arguing with us that she wasn't, that blah, blah, blah. And then she was trying to say it was all Fancy, and Fancy pushed her into filing the complaint and all of that stuff. So I sent the video to Crafton, said, can you get this out? And he did. Now I mess with my hair and it's going to be driving me crazy. And Sarah kept changing her amounts, like what was owed her. And she had told Kendall a different amount than what she said on the thing. And then she changed it on the live. And it was like, wait. Because I'm like, if Fancy paid you, she is going to put that out there. And she did. And we apologized to Fancy for Sarah lying. And so she started saying the whole kidnap thing. And I said, Fancy, you can't say that. You sound like an idiot. Like, she's like, well, but that's what kidnapping is. Look at the definition of kidnapping. What she did was kidnapping. And now the other day on Perez, she's saying that Pink Hat completely turned her GPS off. No, she had turned off the turned the part on avoiding major highways. So because she has this fear of major highways, according to Sarah. So she had turned that off. And then they were at, I think, Waffle House. And she's like, let me see your phone. And she's like, oh, I did turn it off. She never said that the GPS was off. She had the setting on there to not take major highways. That's why they were so far out and taking forever to get there. She was not kidnapped, Stella. No, she was not kidnapped. She used Sarah to get to Missouri for the case of being with the Blanchards on the contract issues, whatever the hell it was. It wasn't even what I was told it was going to be. I don't know. And it was filed in the wrong area. It made no sense to me ever. My opinion, yes, she tried to get them to help. Yeah. In my opinion, it was a publicity stunt by Mike. I'll stand on that. That's opinion. I feel it. I don't know that. I was never told that. Christy never told me that. That is my opinion I've always had. And they have the big issue in the thing, and they come back, and I don't know. There was a bunch of falling out with them. I knew it was coming. You could tell it was coming. You could tell Fancy was tired of her. And then last year, Fancy started saying she was kidnapped because she could swear that Sarah was in with the other Sarah that was faking out her death, and Christy and all. It was just this chaotic mess that made no sense. She was not kidnapped. She had a gun in her pocket or in her purse, whatever, on the trip with a felon driving. She put Sarah at risk for going to jail for having a gun in her car. Yes, Sarah was sick. Sarah and Into the Weeds saw her, and they will tell you she did not look good. Sarah has a lot of health issues. I'm not a Sarah fan. Don't like Sarah. She wanted others to take my channel down, and done with her. But she was very sick, and she has a felony or some kind of charge on there. She wasn't supposed to have a gun, and Fancy had a gun. Fancy controlled all the finances. So how was she fucking kidnapped? Sarah is a dingbat that just turned her GPS thingy to a different setting so she could avoid the highways because she was scared of highways. Here's the thing. Why didn't your husband take you? Why wasn't it more important to get there and take care of that? Why was it so important to spend so many fucking days? Was it 5 days? In a town when you just needed 1 day for your court hearing. Maybe 2 if you go get your recordings that you needed to do. And then head your ass home. 5 days is what y'all stayed there. and then grifted for more money, screaming and hollering on the internet, acting like fools. But you want to call a Laura a psycho. Girl, please. Bye. Miss me with that. Bye. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. She was not kidnapped, Perez Hilton. Hopefully somebody will send you this. She was not kidnapped. She was a willing participant in that. There's videos out there of them partying in the pool, next to the pool with glasses of wine and eating pizza. Like, they spent an enormous amount of money. It was ridiculous. Went and bought her gummies. Absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. This bunny is like speeding around her pen. So I think that was where I was at with everything. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I needed to put out. I can't remember. However, Prince Hilton, I hope you hear this. Fancy lied. Claiming the kidnapping thing. Bullshit. She was not kidnapped. He did just like I tagged him in my TikTok and he liked it. So hopefully he'll see it. Maybe I'll take a clip of some of that and put it on there. I don't know. She was packing. Yep. The only kidnapped victim I've ever heard of carrying a weapon and doesn't even realize they're being kidnapped. Like, get the fuck out of here. You sound ridiculous. You sound ridiculous. The reason why the industry is not taking you serious, and there are people in this chat that can vouch for this. CrimeCon, they don't want your name involved. They don't want to talk to you. I have messaged several of the ones that we've worked with in the industry to ask questions or to see if I could get them on, and nothing. And I'll say, this has nothing to do with Fancy. And they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, da-da-da-da. They will not have anything to do with her because y'all have seen how she's acted on TikTok. She goes crazy. She does these stupid things about the whole kidnapping and the weird conspiracy that they're doing of Dee Dee being frozen and killed days before. Stop it. This case is crazy enough on its own without all that, and you look ridiculous. People are not going to listen. The whole point of having Perez Hilton and being excited about him being involved is because he's bringing eyes to it that none of us have been able to do, and yet you want to get on there and talk about kidnapping? And then you start doing the weird conspiracies of being in a freezer and murdered days before. Stop it. Stop. Hard stop. Into the Weeds just put a video out of an inmate that shares his story of Nicholas telling him what happened. It happened, how it happened. It was last year when they went to Missouri for court, where she actually got her charge for filing a false police report. Stella, that is when that happened. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, it is. Oh, look, and then I got to learn this system. Sorry, y'all. Restream is really cool, but man, it's a learning curve. Oh, look, and there's all kinds of thingies up here. What are all these? I don't know what all these are. I'm not going to hit nothing because, oh, I had two. Oh, okay. That's what that is. Oh, look, I'm over here looking. Yeah, his expressions were hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And, but we're not going to get any mainstream media to look at the facts of what's being put out with that kind of nonsense. Yes, Stella, her and Pink Hat Sarah filed a police report claiming that Mike Stanfield's bodyguard assaulted Sarah. And there's video of it. It's not how it happened. She was in his space and he was trying to get around her and she wouldn't fucking move. And after they filed the report, They had left and then found out that they had filed charges on them for filing false police reports. Work keeps just, yeah, it is sad, Joy, how work expects us to work. Like, Jesus. So yeah, Stella, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And until people stop entertaining the crazy that she pulls, people aren't going to look at it. Mike Stanfield's bodyguard, Gypsy's lawyer. Yep, that's why she has a warrant in Missouri. Because she was doing a court proceeding and then overslept for a court hearing. And Mr. Court hearings, now there's a warrant for her arrest. So if anybody wants to kidnap her again and take her to Missouri, that'd be cool. Kidding. I'm kidding. Sorry. That was ugly. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. So that's where we're at with all of that. She just keeps lying. Did I lose Karen? I hope I didn't lose Karen. Karen, don't be mad at me. So here's what I will say about him, Heather. I think he's corrupt. Yes. I think that he sees a meal ticket with Gypsy. Absolutely. He did his job. His job was to get her off with the least sentence as possible. And that's what he did. I can't fault him. I was thinking about this the other day. If we're going to listen to Fancy and give her any kind of credibility, right? And with what she has, then we have to stop and think. She's had these reports, the medical documents, since 2017, the beginning. She got some, and then she got more over the years. And it just took her to last year to find them with her medical team. I've been watching on my TV, so I haven't been able to comment. But on my phone now, and everything you have said played out exactly how you're describing it. I watched it in real time. Crazy times. Thank you. Yes, I haven't been following a lot of the lore and stuff because I'm not a big fan. Fancy's the only person I've seen fundraise a kidnapping. True. Oh Lord, y'all. My brain. What was I talking about before I started reading comments? See what else pops up, because I was on a train of thought and I don't get to watch my TV much because if my husband's home, he ain't listening to this stuff. He gets irritated. Oh, I was going somewhere with all of that and just totally went. Oh, Fancy's had these documents for all of these years, and she just now discovered, with a medical team that she claims to have, the microdeletion. When you first look at those medical files, it's hard to find all of it because there's a lot. So when you first look at it, I don't fault them. And this, hear me out before y'all go throwing tomatoes at me. I don't fault them for looking at it and going, oh my God, this was Munchausen by proxy, because you have a doctor in there. There's, he sent people to look into it because he thought mom had Munchausen by proxy. So you get to looking at it and you're like, oh my God, it's Munchausen by proxy. So I don't fault them for going with that. I don't know that they had enough time to truly look into all of it and find all of it that we're finding now. I just don't. It's taken us all this time to do it. They only did it in a few months. So y'all are wild. I just don't. I really feel like when they look at it, And I don't know that now they would look at it and change their opinion on that, because then they'd have to eat some crow, and they're not going to. Um, yes, Claire, you're right. It was not Fancy. It was a nurse. It was Colleen. And technically, Ty had brought the microdeletion up in 2019, and Fancy told her that was nothing. Don't worry about it. So as they're looking through and then they get to finding different things, it took all of this time. We can't honestly expect Mike and them to have done it in just a few months, because there's so much to find. And we all thought it was Munchausen by proxy for the longest. It took Christina saying, hey, when we got the when we did the KQ interview, it had just been right before that Christina was like, wait, what if this is malingering and not Munchausen by proxy? And we were like, oh. So we started looking at it differently. We've said malingering for years. I went on a panel last year before. I don't remember. I went on allegedly with Brittany Jays one time, and we were just chatting about the case. I'm like, no, it's malingering. I think I said that on Toddy's. Yeah. So I haven't been claiming Munchausen by proxy for a very long time. But I think that you have to look at it differently. You have to be more open-minded. An attorney's one job is to find one thing he can use to save his client. And that's just what he did. Now, do I think Dan Patterson was kind of crooked in throwing a 10-year sentence at her? Yeah, that's kind of weird. T-Peck says, we were hard on this case for 2 years. 8 slept and dissected the case. All of us believed it to be true. We just did. And, I jumped on, T-Peck, you're going to laugh. I jumped on Natasha's panel that night because she was talking about this stuff with Bree, and I had to go up because she told Christy the same thing I told Christy, which is why she was done with Christy too, because they weren't listening. And then they were using her like they used me to be this bulldog and go into things. And I told Natasha, I said, you were right. Natasha said all this in 2019. She wouldn't show the proof, but she said it. And she's like, I told you. I'm like, yeah, but why would I believe you? I show it black and white. Give it here. That's what Into the Weeds has done. They've put it out. And I've said, and I'm still going to say, as hard as I went for them, if it was ever proven otherwise, I would speak just as loudly. And that's what I'm going to do. I blocked by Fancy because I didn't like how she would tell people how they should grieve. Yep. Yes, still a scoundrel, Joy. I agree. I don't agree with telling the families how they should grieve, how they should do things. We weren't there. We were not there for the Petries. We were not there and living their life. So, and Dee Dee's not here to even defend herself. So we have to look at what they say and kind of look in the middle and understand we're not going to have the whole truth ever. We're just not. Yes, Brandy K. I agree with that too. I mean, in the end, we can only do the best that we can do. And now seeing the proof, speak it. Quit going at people. This is what irritated me. She was so pissed off that I changed my mind, because it would be easier for her if I had not changed my mind to be attacking me and calling me out, because I heard her say Brandy and all the others are getting what they deserve. And like I said all my life, I'm absolutely getting what I deserve. New truck, a new house, a great family, a new grandbaby on the way, 3rd grandbaby. Fancy likes to tell people that she knew me. She knows me, blah, 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 blah. She can't tell you my kids' names. She could tell you how many grandkids now because I just said it, but she couldn't before that. She couldn't remember that I had a grandson who used to be there when we would have a lot of conversations because I would have to watch him after school. In one of the interviews, the K Joy interview, I had to get in the car to go pick him up. But she forgot I had a grandchild. What kind of friend were you, Fancy? Because she doesn't listen if it doesn't pertain to her. Point blank, period. But she would love to be able to be angry at me for not seeing it clearly. I told her last year that I was side-eyeing Christy. She already knew that. I'm surprised she didn't share any of those messages. Because I'd already said that. Because there were things not adding up. That's why Kendall and I are no longer friends. Because I was over it. And Kendall couldn't see it. And it was just is what it is. It's over. It's done. But I'd already been there. I'd already been seeing it. I just had to get to a point of being ready to call it done. Stop, for the love of God. Stop acting insane. People aren't going to take any of this serious as long as you're acting insane. Where's my thing not up? I'm trying to do a watermark on here. I guess when I did my thing a while ago, it went off. I'll have to play with that some more because that might drive me crazy. Yeah, this has got it where I can actually put my links in here, huh? I'll have to do that. Heather, I don't know if she has Munchausen. I think that there is a lot of mental damage, mental health issues in. I told 1980 the other day, I sure would love to have a psychologist's view, not fancy psychology, an actual person who works with this kind of stuff to look at the age 13 thing that she's harping on. That seems to be a big thing, the OCD and the deviant behavior. There's got to be something in all of that it gives us an explanation. And I would love to see that done. So, all right, guys, I am going to call it a day because I have got to run some errands and I've got to take these pups home and get some work done. Happy New Year to all of you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. I was going to drop the link, but I didn't. Did anybody need to come up? I can give it a few minutes in case Fancy's watching and wants to hop up and scream and holler at me. Did it not go? Well, I just hit it twice. It is very concerning. Oh, absolutely, Brandy. Yes, doctors only knew about that type of microdeletion in 2008, and Gypsy was diagnosed in 2011. And I don't think they even in 2011 and even into 2015 had enough information to accurately figure it out. It honestly, stop and think about it. Be logical there. Technically now, I don't know that she's got anybody left. I mean, she still wants to blame me for Colleen's license. She knows for a fact I had nothing to do with it. Had no idea. I knew that it was a possibility and had warned Colleen, and I was under the impression it hadn't happened until Fancy texted me about it happening, and I was blindsided. Now, was I friends with Kendall? Yes, but we weren't really friends at the time that it happened. Our friendship developed after that, but even Colleen will tell you I had nothing to do with it. My question: I refuse to follow any of the creators that talk about her. Mountain Mama, yes, ma'am. Hold on, I'm going up. Let me go find it. My chat wasn't moving, or it had moved and I didn't realize it. Let me go find your question. Is it way up, T-Pex? Oh, there it is. Okay. So is it this one? So I'm confused. Did Dee Dee and Gypshit know that she had the microdeletion all along? That's the treatment she was getting all along. That's how she knew to have her daughter tested for it. So there were a lot of issues happening, and they were going in according to the medical records, getting things looked at, the muscle biopsies, sleep studies, all of these things. The salivary glands had been removed, and I guess they did some more testing and they found the microdeletion, but nobody ever gave them any information on what the microdeletion was and what to do. Now, with that being said, I still firmly believe that it was a grift, that it was a con, that they used it. Gypsy didn't need a feeding tube. She did not. It was attention. Did Gypsy, in her own words, she said that she lied to her mother about being able to walk. Is that true? We don't know. We have her words. We have her words. Was she lying to Nicholas? Hell, she probably lies to we know she lies to everything and to everyone about everything. So I don't know. But in her own words, she was lying to her mother. Yes, Karen, I absolutely agree with this. Dr. Yorker even said on the documentary, people don't like her, but look, she said a lot of times Munchausen mothers develop Munchausen because they have a truly sick child that gets some attention. And then they're like, oh, we like the attention. And it goes from there. Now, do I believe Dee Dee had Munchausen? No. I think that Dee Dee was malingering. I think it was attention. And we kept on. And she created this little monster and that we have in our world now who liked the attention herself, that wanted the attention, that thrived on the attention. She was an only child. She was just with her mother alone, and it exploded into what we have and what we're looking at. I think in the beginning it was needed. In the very beginning, Karen, I think the tube was needed. But when she got out, when she was arrested and went into jail, she didn't need it then. I think they kept it because it was an attention piece. She needed it for a time. She was failure to thrive, so she did need it for a while. But at the time of the murder, she did not need that feeding tube. In the beginning, Claire, yes. Yes, she needed it in the beginning. In the end, she did not. If she needed it when she was arrested, she would still have it. She has a hard time swallowing because of no salivary glands. That's also why her teeth fell out. See, and Karen, I'll have to disagree on that one. A young child can't start that. She was developed to be that way, absolutely. We have stories of people that knew Dee Dee that were friends with her. Some of them denied this now, but they used to say in the back in the day that Dee Dee loved the attention. She loved being center of attention. And I think she went on with that with her daughter. I think that in good faith, I don't think that she was evil. I think that she, I don't want to miss some of this. Hold on, let me get my train of thought. I'm gonna go up here so I don't miss because there's some of y'all saying some things. Okay. I think Dee Dee meant well by what she did. I think she was backed into a corner. She didn't have any support. She'd had the fallout with the family. They get to Missouri. They get help. They get attention. And I think it got out of control. Do I think there at the end, because Gypsy was wanting to have sex and be a normal 20-year-old woman and do the things that she wanted to do and the deviant behavior? Yes. And I think Dee Dee says, look, this is my opinion. If you keep this up, we're going to be found out and we're both going to jail. Because at that point, Gypsy was a willing participant. At what point was she a willing participant? I don't know. Early on, I'm sure. Middle of it, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say, but it was created in the beginning. I mean, Munchausen, if it's Munchausen, I don't think it's Munchausen. If it's Munchausen, they do start from the attention. It's what they want. I still think it was malingering along the same lines. Okay, so let's see what I missed. And Karen, and I do think that that's how it started. And then, I mean, they did a lot. They got a lot of attention. They went to a lot of trips and a lot of shows and Disney, and who doesn't want to do that? And you find a way to do that? I mean, yes, at the time of the murder, she was healthy and good weight. She was not malnourished like we had been told. It's very obvious in those videos. That is a very healthy young woman. Oh yeah, yeah, Brandy for sure. Um, and I know there are some, and there's going to be some arguments on this that I don't know that any of us will always agree on whether children are born like this or created. I think it can be either, and it can be both. And I think that if Gypsy was prone to be this way, what went down with her and Dee Dee through the con made it worse. Yes, Claire. Yes, I can agree with that. Can agree with that. And do I think there's some weight with some of the things about Dee Dee saying, telling Gypsy different things about her sexuality and wearing a diaper because of her period? Look, my mother, and I'm not a child of Munchausen by any means, my mother would not talk to me about my period because she didn't want me to grow up. I had to go to my sister-in-law. I wasn't allowed to shave. I was in the 7th grade and had underarm hair like this. I was so embarrassed. I come home crying because my mom refused to let me shave, wouldn't even get me nair. I come home crying. She wouldn't bought nair, and then like guarded me in the bathtub while I used it like it's going to hurt me. Wouldn't talk to me about any of those things because she did not want me to grow up. And so do I think that some of that was Dee Dee too? She wanted to keep her daughter. I was my mom's only daughter out of 6 kids. I'm the only girl. And she wanted to keep me her little girl. And can I see that with Dee Dee? Yes, I can absolutely see that everything she was doing was trying to keep her little girl hers and not lose her to the world. I hope that makes sense. Okay, Brandy K says, I hate doing I think thing because the point is Gypsy planned her mother's death and followed through and made it happen. And now she walks here with a child and loves to role play. Can you imagine the play? 100% agree with you here. 100% agree. Oh, Karen, that's a good point. That's a very good point. I bet age 13 is when the con started because what proof of any was there in Louisiana? Wasn't she 15 when they left Louisiana? How old was she when they left Louisiana? That was in 04. She would have been 11. Okay, so that would have been in Missouri, I think. Am I right on the age? My mathing may not be mathing, but that's a good point. That's a good point. That's true. If she wasn't a willing participant, she got her ass up and walked out. She was going to meet men. So this is another good point. Very good point. Same, Joy. And she does it respectfully. She's not attacking. She's just being very respectful with how she disagrees. And you can see we agree and we disagree. So it's good. That's good conversation. That's being an adult. Go figure. Look, those videos, there's nothing on those windows. It's in the middle of the day. It's late at night. She's loud. Where was Dee Dee? What the hell? I kind of wonder if Dee Dee didn't know a lot of it was going on and she was just letting her do whatever. Oh, definitely. Look, I said this the other day, and I still feel this. Nick and Gypsy were both very, very troubled and lost souls. Nick, his family did not know how to deal with him. He was not on the proper medications. He, in my honest opinion, does show some signs of schizophrenia because of the voices. Because he does say that he was on medication for that. His dad does not believe in medications. And so I think Nick was failed very early on. I don't think they understood and had the resources to deal with it. Same with Gypsy. I think Gypsy's family failed her. Had they gotten her help early on, possibly none of this would have happened. One's gasoline and one's a match. Gasoline has its purpose, right? We run our vehicles on it. We use it to start fires. It's got a use. Matches have a use. They give us light. They light the fire for the heat, all of that. But you throw gasoline and a match into a big thing and it poof, and it explodes. Together, they can be lethal. And I think that's what happened. I think the two of them on their own were not bad. They were bad and they were, that's not the right word. They were toxic. And together they were explosive. And I don't think Nick had a fighting chance, to be honest. I don't. I don't think he had the support he needed. I just don't. And sadly, a woman lost her life and we forget who she is. Dee Dee did not deserve to die. She did not. Going through this. Trying to catch up on the chat, guys. So Cinnamon says, my problem with Gypsy is she's a pop culture killer and can't wait to tell the horror film. Can't wait till the horror film comes out. Fingers crossed. Brady says, people don't realize you can log in, get a cheat code for your game to walk through. With literally have a walk. Oh, I did not read that correctly. I do too, Karen. I like a healthy conversation. I like to be able to have these conversations, which is why when I was a supporter, I went to people like 1980 and Into the Weeds, and even Toddy. I know she is not everybody's cup of tea, but I've been able to go to those individuals and have a healthy conversation, and them listening to me on how I see it, and me do the same with them, and walk away with a different perspective. Because if you can't have these kinds of conversations, we're never going to convince people. We're just not. Screaming and hollering and acting a fool doesn't do shit. Oh, wow, Joy, really? See, I don't read a lot of the documents anymore. I literally, people have to text me and say, you need to go check this out. Or I'll see 1980 stuff and Into the Weeds, and then I'll kind of go watch some of it. And I've missed a lot of it. I've actually told 1980, do I need to go catch up on something? Because or I'll ask her questions about bits and pieces that I hear. Because I don't watch all of it. When I walked away last year, I really didn't want to do, I wanted Gypsy to live a normal life. And she can't do that in the media, and we feed to that, sadly. Oh, thank you. Karen, in my opinion, I think they wanted that in there so that Gypsy could walk around and nobody would notice. Who chose that? We don't know, but that's how I've always looked at it. I am way behind. Catching up, guys. I was trying to read that, Brandy. I was like, I don't know what we're saying there. Alrighty, guys. I will hop off of here. I am planning something with a wig, and I've got to get my costume together. Y'all be waiting. It'll probably be on 1980s or Into the Weeds. I haven't finished discussing with him what I'm going to do with that, but gonna have some fun with it. Thank you for those that became a member. Thank you for being here with me today. Today is the last day for the month, so I'm hoping for a good push. Trying to get this going and do better. Anyways, have a good evening. Be safe. Happy New Year, everybody. Start the new year off on the right foot, being good people. And do all the things, right? Do all the things. Oh, I got to figure out where my thing is. Y'all, this is learning this program is something. You see. Nope. Bear with me because I have a closing. I just got to find it. Because none of this. Oh, I need to stop screen sharing. That's what I need to do. Now I can find it. Maybe. Over here. Duh. Anyways, you guys have a good one. And again, Happy New Year. See you guys around.